It's Alex Williams here with you in the Weather Impact Alert Center. We're going to go over the details. Not much has changed. Still expecting quite the ice storm, I think, for a good portion of North Carolina, especially the Triad, even on down to Charlotte, looking at a significant ice storm, at least towards that area. Now here, I think we're going to get our own ice, moderate icing. Hope for more sleet. That means less ice. So if you don't want ice, a huge ice storm, which nobody does, hope for more sleet. We're going to start up this process as we go through the next couple of hours. You need to be at home with everything that you have, needed to complete for this by 6 o'clock. That's when we're expected to start seeing some of this precipitation start to come down, maybe an initial burst of snow, and then quickly, depending on how quickly that warm air takes over, that'll be dependent on how much snow we see, and then it changes over to sleet, and then how long it sleets depends on how much freezing rain we see on the tail end. So those are kind of the details that we're looking at. Jumping into things here, though. Psych. There's the radar. By the way, that is our radar stream. I'll pop that up on there one more time for you. This is running 24 hours a day, 365 days a year on your WFMY Plus app. All you have to do is go down and kind of scroll over. You'll see 24/7 radar, and that's it. Even has some cool local on the 8s music if you're nostalgic like I am. So there you go. The more you know. All right, let's get into those details. So yes, we are looking at the very cold conditions sticking around through the weekend. Winter storm will be impacting us starting tonight through the overnight. Conditions really start to deteriorate and rapidly deteriorate as we head into your Sunday. That is when we're expected to see the freezing rain and, of course, ice. And so that's going to be your greatest impact. That will bring down trees, and it will cause widespread power outages for portions of our viewing area. We'll look at that in just a moment. And then after that, we're going to encapsulate all of the snow, all of the ice, with temperatures dropping to 5 degrees by Tuesday morning. We're not going to get above freezing for a couple days, and even if we do get above freezing, the overnight temperatures are going to drop well below freezing, so you'll have flash freezing on the roadways, black ice problems all week most likely. You do want to protect those pipes. Go ahead and open up the cabinets underneath your sink. Get a drip going, a hot drip and a cold drip. Those are great things to do. And, of course, you want to stock up on the supplies, at least what's left, because a lot of supplies have already been bought. So keep that in mind as we go through this event. So that's the main thing there. If we look at the planner for today, again, your time is kind of running out there as to just get stuff done. We really need to be in our places that we want to be by the time we get into the 6 o'clock hour, because 7 to 11 conditions are going to deteriorate once we get that burst of snow and sleet. The graphics are like, it's Saturday, why are you using me so rapidly? But nonetheless, we are going to be dealing with those slick roads. Conditions deteriorate. We'll have sleet balls on the roadway. Trying to drive on that, not safe. So get home, get to wherever you're going for this ice storm by 6 o'clock. And then we will start to see conditions deteriorate rapidly after that. So that's really what we have going on there. As far as the futurecast goes, the setup is still the same. High pressure is going to be locking in that cold air at the surface. High pressure to our north across the northeast brings in that cold air, locks it in. We're going to have a wave of low pressure ride just to our south, bringing in the moisture. And then aloft, upstairs in the atmosphere, we're actually going to see a southwesterly wind flow bringing in Gulf of Mexico warm air. Gulf of America, Gulf of Mexico, take your pick. The Gulf will be supplying the warmer air across the area. And you can see we already have that southwesterly flow kind of feeding from, say, Dallas to Memphis. You can see that the water vapor is coming straight up off the Gulf, and it's moving towards the Triad. So that's our warm air that will be invading and then causing us issues as we start to go through the evening. So here's the latest futurecast for you. We're talking about, again, 6 o'clock. Everybody needs to be in place. Maybe a little bit of sleet there from Fayetteville to Greenville. That's definitely a change with some of those cooler temperatures. But notice the northeasterly wind flow. That's going to lock us in again to that cold air. And, hey, look at that. Might be a little bit of a burst for the Triad, at least the northern tier of it, as we go from, say, 6 to 8 o'clock and then there's the purple that just takes over, right? So we're going to see sleet through the overnight. That'll be those ice pellets that are falling. You'll hear it. It is very noticeable when it starts sleeting. You hear the ticking, kind of bouncing off things as it falls. And when you get a good burst of it, it sounds like a very heavy rain. It's like, just very, very loud sounding. So this is midnight now into our Sunday. Watch here, though, as we go from Sunday midnight into 2 a.m., 3 a.m. Do you see the pink? That's the icing that we're concerned about. So that's the freezing rain that is going to take over predominantly for most of our Sunday. This model particularly keeps trending early and early with the cold, the changeover into sleet, which I really hope doesn't happen, or the changeover into freezing rain, rather, which I really hope doesn't happen, because that means we have a longer period of getting ice, which is no fun at all. And so we're going to have to deal with that sleet changing over to that freezing rain as we go into the morning hours. Freezing drizzle possible at periods of time as well. And we could see some significant freezing rain pockets and freezing drizzle pockets. That's all going to accumulate. And once you start getting a 1/4 inch of ice on those trees, you're going to start increasing those power outages dramatically. As we head into Monday, here comes the Arctic front. It's going to knock temperatures down into the 20s, and then single digits by Tuesday morning. It is going to be brutally cold outside and dangerously so. So, yes, if you're a sleet fan, no one's a sleet fan. If you're a snow fan, you got 1 to 3 inches of sleet, maybe a little bit of snow mixing in there, depending on how quickly we change over to sleet. And then you can see the 1 to 2 inches is what we're thinking kind of for the southern tier, Guilford County, Alamance County, over the southern Forsyth County, Davidson, Davie, and northern portions of Randolph County. Randolph County really, as well as Alamance County, southern parts of Guilford County, Davidson County, Davie County, and Montgomery County are looking at a significant ice storm. We're talking potentially over a half inch of ice. That is catastrophic. That is, trees will come down, power lines will come down, power outages are to be expected. It's not possible at this point, okay? We are to expect power outages. If you don't lose power, that's a blessing, okay? At this point, you need to plan to lose power and have it off for several days. We really need to be getting into this mindset of this is going to be bad. We need to take it seriously. We need to stay off the roads completely, especially as we go into our Sunday. No travel. Extremely discouraged. Just don't do it. And I can pull that planner up for you. So you saw that your time is running out there for your planner of that. We'll talk about ice, but I do want to show you your Sunday planner. Again, let's just not plan to go anywhere. Don't do it. You can see there temperatures in the low 20s through the morning. It's going to be freezing rain out there. It's going to be sleet out there. It's going to be freezing rain for most of the day. I mean, this is just bad. This is a dangerous storm. Even if we don't get, say, as much of the freezing rain as we think we are, right? We stay away from the half-inch totals. We get closer to a 1/4 inch. That's still going to be devastating to parts of the triad, and that's going to be on roads that are going to stay consistently below freezing for several days into early next week. Monday morning's commute is going to be a nightmare. There's no way around it. You're going to have sleet, potentially more sleet, maybe less sleet, and then ice on top of that. That'll be encasing things, and our awesome road crews are going to be working very hard. Power crews are going to be working very hard to get things restored. But you need to expect to have impacts. Again, losing power for several days and then descending into the ice box. So that's my spiel there on that. So take it very seriously. Sunday, again, don't do it. Just stay home. Just stay home. That's what we're looking at for Sunday because of that freezing rain potential. Again, 1/10 of an inch puts a glaze on everything, makes things slippery. Get to a 1/4 inch, we start seeing tree limbs start to sag, break, numerous power outages expected. By the time we get to 1/2 inch, we're talking dangerous travel, a crippling ice storm. I would say dangerous travel even on 1/10 of an inch of ice, 1/4 inch of ice. That's just to stay off the roads at that point. And then when you get to half, that's a crippling ice storm. Widespread tree damage is expected, power outages expected long term as well. So this is kind of a breakdown of the timing on that. So we'll start off with sleet. Again, be in your warm place by the time we get into about 6 o'clock. we're going to start to increase the snow chances there from about 6 to 8. Then sleet takes over for the majority of the overnight into the morning hours Sunday. We then, at some point Sunday, hope for more sleet than freezing rain, will transition over to freezing rain, and it stays that way for most of our Sunday. So that is going to promote dangerous travel, and we're going to start seeing power outages go up probably Sunday afternoon, especially to the evening, and those power outages will most likely continue for several days as we go into next week, as the entire state is supposed to get hit by this ice storm, and so because of that, resources will be spread thin. So again, grant yourself grace, grant the crews, everybody working grace as well. So this is our winter storm impact, that winter storm severity index. Again, we are looking at disruptions expected for us here across the triad. Some of us could see considerable disruptions, especially the more ice you see. And so you can see Charlotte there. I'll pop myself off because I'm covering it up. But Hickory, Shelby, Charlotte, expect considerable disruptions. For the rest of us, we will have disruptions, okay? There's just no doubt about it. We're not avoiding this. So we will see impacts from this winter storm because of that. And then to put the cherry on top, the icing on the cake, whatever dessert you like, as we go into early Tuesday morning, we're going to see single-digit temperatures, very much a possibility, maybe some places below zero. And then temperatures are staying quite cold as we go through the rest of the upcoming week as well. So that is what we're kind of dealing with the system. Here's a quick peek at the 7-day forecast. So again, we'll see that snow, sleet start up tonight. And then as we go into our Sunday, the sleet continues overnight tonight. Into Sunday, we'll see that transition over to freezing rain. And then Monday could be windy. It's the other thing we haven't really talked about is, yes, we could see some breezy conditions as we go into our Monday with that second front coming through. And if you maybe survived the power outages on Sunday, you could still lose power on Monday because now we're bringing a wind gust. The trees could be weighted down with, say, a 1/4 inch of ice, and that starts blowing around. That could break tree limbs and, of course, bring down power lines as well. So that's what we've got going for you. Again, things expected to kick off here at about 6 o'clock when we're going to start seeing those conditions deteriorate rapidly. So make sure you are in your warm place, your place of shelter for the storm. Be prepared to be stuck there for several days. Travel, extremely discouraged tonight. Don't do it tomorrow as we watch icing start to accrete and build up on things. We have crews spread out all across the triad. They're going to keep themselves safe. You need to keep yourself safe. We're here with you, Tim and I, through the entire evening. And then Claire and Ed will take over early tomorrow morning. And then Tim and I will be back tomorrow evening. So we've got you covered this entire weekend through this event. Keep it here with us. We'll keep you safe, and we will keep you informed as well. Until then, have a wonderful rest of your evening. We'll see you in about another hour.